Hello there everyone, welcome to another video on the channel and welcome to what will hopefully be the first of a brand new series of videos on the channel. Because I am looking to start a Womblesteward series and I'm going to need your help to do that, because I would love for you to send me in your clips of your incidents from Gran Turismo 7 where you would like me to give my opinion on who was in the right and who was in the wrong. Now, I'm not just looking for kind of clips of people blatantly punting other folk off the track. We know that goes on plenty. We know there's plenty of dirty drivers out there. No, I'm looking for those kind of incidents where there's a little bit of dispute, a little bit of a debate in who was in the right, who was in the wrong. You know, for example, an aggressive overtake or an aggressive defence or bad etiquette. And I'll show you some examples of the sort of stuff that I'm going to be looking for to make this series. And if we can get enough clips sent in per week, we can make it a weekly series, it might be a fortnightly series, it might have to become a monthly series if we're not quite getting enough content sent in. I'll tell you how to send your video clips in towards the end of the video, but before we get to that, let's take a look at a couple of examples of stuff that's happened to me at this week's Daily Race C at Fuji in the Group 3 machinery. So we've got the first incident here where we are down in P13, it's lap 5 and we are heading towards the chicane in Fuji. Now we've got a Porsche and a Ferrari just in front of us. As we come up into the braking zone, the Porsche is going to move, in my opinion, across into my line and force me to take evasive action to avoid them. We then make a horrendous rejoin onto the track, but the ghosting system means that there is no further accident that sort of occurs from what just happened. So let's take a look at it again. Coming into the braking zone here, so you brake on the Dunlop kind of gantry there. We can see the Porsche has chosen the middle of the track, and I'm, as far as I'm concerned, entitled to brake into that space on the outside there, which was my plan, but the Porsche then moves across onto my line and forces me to take evasive action to not hit them. Now we probably should have actually just went for the overtake, but we decided to go to the left to avoid the contact. Now, the Porsche driver claimed that I just missed my braking point, but as you can see here, we have broke well before the gantry. It's a bit of a stonewaller, that one. The Porsche has moved across in the braking zone. It's bad etiquette, it's poor driving, and they caused the accident but actually got away scot-free with it, whereas we ended up off the track. Moving on to the second incident, we're at the chicane once again here at Fuji. So the Italian driver in the Ferrari goes for the move down the inside into the chicane. They miss the apex by miles and overshoot that. We try to go back underneath them. We have a bit of a battle going through the last sector here at Fuji. Now, I'm a little bit annoyed by what's going on in that overtake there. Now, my plan, you know, I know the driver is much faster than me, and I really just wanted them to, could they not just follow me through the final sector, get a slipstream down the straight, and we both lose the minimum amount of time. Had they done that, I'm quite happy to let that happen, but because they went for that move, that kind of changed my mindset. And now, as we come down the main straight, they go defensive towards turn 1, and I decide I'm going to play my old trick of, well, if you want to go that defensive, I'm going to just move and not let you back onto the racing line. We get a little bit of argy-bargy, side by side, door banging there into turn 1, and we both make it through turn 1. Now you're probably looking at that going, Wombo, there wasn't really anything in that, was there? There's not a lot in it, but it's one of these things that really grate on me, one of these kind of incidents that really grate on me, because when a driver wants to go that defensive, I'll quite often go, okay, I'm going to pin you to the pit wall, and I, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, I get to dictate when I'm moving over to the racing line. Not you, but very often what will happen in these instances is the driver on the inside thinks that they can then just try and move to, or try to widen the line for the corner and just barge into your car, and you know, nothing much comes from that one, you know, but it was just, I thought, an interesting one to try and put into the video to sort of highlight something that a lot of drivers do that they shouldn't be doing as far as I am concerned. So coming into the chicane once again at Fuji. Hey, who knew it? All the incidents happen at Fuji. We've got the Greek driver going down the inside of us there in a fairly poor manner and overtake. They let us back through, which is all well and good, but again, we're quite late in the race here. I'm getting a little bit hot-headed at racing. This one, by the way, is an absolute stonewaller of my fault, so I did just want to kind of put other drivers' mistakes in here. This one is definitely on me. but I like to put in the backstory of what's going on and how we've kind of got to this point of the incident as well, and that's something I'll certainly be looking at when we kind of do the stewarding. You know, we won't just necessarily look at the incident. I'll take a look at the full race and see if there's maybe some other stuff that's gone on before has maybe led to what has actually happened. Anyway, coming on to the straight here, the Greek driver's going to go for the move down to the inside, and then I'm going to try and do a cheeky cut back into the inside to go for the overtake again. We are quite late in the race, so I thought we might as well try and fight it, and we horrendously misjudged it. You're going to see here that we brake well before the 150 metre board. So the idea is brake early, duck underneath the Renault, get the inside line and try and complete the pass. But I was expecting the Renault to actually move back towards the racing line when they seen me brake a little bit early, but they didn't do that. We go into the back of them, we knock them off the track. I've seen incidents like that where the driver that's clearly to blame, in this instance me, would probably say they brake checked them or it was a 50-50. So that's the kind of incidents I'm looking for, folk. Incidents that I'm looking for. I'm having trouble saying that word for some reason. Where there's a little bit of a grey area there, there's a little bit of a debate, dispute, disagreement, who's in the right, who's in the wrong. Send your clips in to me, I will judge them. You might not necessarily like what I've got to say. You might think you're sending in a clip where you think the other driver's to blame. But if I think you're to blame, then I'm not going to hold back. I will 100% just give my honest opinion. And hopefully we can improve etiquette and awareness and standards on the racetrack in some small way. You never know. But yeah, to send your videos in to me, just save the replay, share them, and tag them with Womblesteward, or put Womblesteward in the description, and possibly put the lap where the incident happens as well. That would be very handy. But yeah, hopefully this could become a weekly series, possibly a fortnightly series, maybe a monthly series. If it flops, it flops, but that's the way YouTube works sometimes. Thank you for watching, folks. Catch you on the next one. Goodbye now.